Hey friends, happy Monday, the 8th of July, Monday of the 14th week of Ordinary Time. It's nice to be with you. I'm Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I will share with you a reflection on the daily readings. They're linked down below. Click the link, read the reading prayerfully, and then turn off the screen. Spend some time with God before you move on to other things. You might know that we are in a chunk of prophets. We started Monday last week with Amos. This week we're going to work on Hosea the prophet. We've got about a 2-month chunk of prophets. We'll get minor prophets who wrote less, like Hosea. This week we'll get some of the major prophets, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah. So I'll give you a little bit more context on Hosea over the course of this week. Hosea might earn the prize as like the most challengingly problematic Old Testament prophet to our modern ears, especially in relation to like sexist language and imagery. Today, we don't have that, and so I'm not necessarily going to get into that today, but that we will have to wrestle with a few of those things over the course of this week. Today, I think that we're picking up the second chapter of Hosea. We are hearing tender sorts of words. God who is going to take the people into the desert, right? And in the desert, the people were faithful to God. Yeah, they grumbled. They had hard hearts and stiff necks. But at the same time, the desert is seen as a time when they are reliant on God. And then when they wind up on the land, they go off and they worship all the false gods. They do all the bad stuff. And so God will draw them. God will take them back into the desert, and they will rely on God. And God will speak to the heart of the people, and the people will respond as they did in their youth. They will speak tenderly to God, no longer calling God by the name of Canaanite deities, my Baal. Instead, my husband. And this is spousal imagery in Hosea a lot. And then I will espouse them forever, right? So this is commitment and relationship and tender love sorts of imagery that we get in the passage. How's the Lord inviting us into softer hearts, into more passionate, loving, fiery hearts? How is the Lord inviting us to let go of some of our ways that isn't serving in order to know the Lord more fully? How is the Lord inviting us to let go of some of the ways that we see others acting and to go a different sort of a path? All of those, I think, are in play in relation to this passage from Hosea. You may know I'm a big fan of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. When I discover my own stony heart, my heart that struggles to love, I ask for the passionate, loving, fiery heart of Jesus. This might be one of those days to ask for continued heart transplants from our God. Gospel. Matthew's Gospel. We have a story of a healing of this woman through her cloak and the raising of a young girl. You might know that a little bit over a week ago, we had this at Sunday Mass, and it was Mark's Gospel then. And amusingly, we think that Mark was written first, that Matthew used Mark as a source material. Generally, when you have a story that then in the ancient world is used again, it gets larger. This is one of those that in Mark's Gospel is larger that Matthew kind of condenses, which is kind of fun to see some of the editorial decisions maybe that Matthew made. Here's my question for you today. I don't think any of us are probably going to raise the dead today or to experience that. Still, Jesus offers us life and new life in the power of the Spirit. Where have we grown dead? Where have we decided that there's no reason to even try because that's just going to be the way that it is? In the church, in our family, in our community, in our country, maybe with ourselves and our own spiritual progression. Where's the Lord inviting to breathe life again into our lives and into the people as we hear Jesus raising this little girl, may he continue to breathe life into us. We may know the fullness of life in this age until eternity dawns, right? All right, friends, read those readings prayerfully. Turn off the screen, spend some time with God before you move on to other things. Happy Monday. God bless y'all.